Hey, so check this out. Here's a question that I get asked all the time. Should I send my kids to college for creativity and doing art or being in the arts? And before I answer that question, even though it's a question I get all the time, there's just three things that I share with parents and individuals that are thinking about going to an art college that is an answer I typically give them, and I ask them these questions or things to consider first. And there are these three areas. But before I go into those three areas, I want to tell you a quick story. When I was in high school, I started my business when I was in high school, and I wanted to have my own brand. I wanted to be able to be calling my own shots, having my own company, because I knew that if I started early and if I started right away, then it's going to allow me to pay dividends and really do well in my 20s, which would benefit my 30s, raising a family. And I wanted to be able to be an artist that was making revenue while I slept, like mailbox money. Could I make assets that get deployed, that make me money, that can underwrite my dreams, and that whole flywheel and that system could be implemented in my life. 30 years later, yes, that did happen, and I teach others actually how to do that. But the three main components that I don't see taught in school, and the three main things that I ask parents to consider really sewing into and really investing in, isn't going to college where, yes, I believe you're going to get handed or you'll learn a very good skill. Maybe it's drawing, maybe it's musicianship, maybe it's a technique or a craft. But the big thing that I say ask everybody to consider is this. Typically, schools aren't going to really develop a self-awareness and an emotional intelligence, because the number one thing on the 3 points that I really want to point out is this. One is relational equity, and that's the power of relationships. Your relationships, it is a business of people. People is the business when it comes to running your own business, your own brand. That's your customers, your vendors, the people that you do life with, but more importantly, the spouse is your number one client, your spouse, your family. That's first and foremost. And so relationships is the most important. Navigating that, if that all goes sideways, you're not gonna be able to build a brand. You have no business trying to change the world if you can't change the world underneath your roof. Number two, how to be your own brand. Man, you can learn a technique all day long. You might be the greatest creator all day long. But if you don't know how to actually build a brand, you're actually going to be following somebody else's model, and you're typically just going to be an imitator and most likely be revolving kind of like or regurgitating somebody else's content. It's not specific and unique to you. So how do you build a brand of you? Well, that's why I created this mentorship and online university with Noah University, because I had a passion and so many people saying, how in the world do I get time with you and pick your brain and take you to lunch and show me how you did it and show me how you continue to do it? Because I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, over 30 years of not only continuing to be a practitioner of building assets, building brands, launching them through marketing, but now I'm actually showing others how to do it, because I want to help as many creatives making a life of impact and income. It's super important. So how to be your own brand is number two. Number one is the power of relationships and how much your relationships matter. Number three is your passion. How do you take your unique abilities but really hone in your passion? You can have the best abilities and the best craft. You can be the best artist. You can be the best painter. You can be the best musician. But if you don't have the ability to have and know how to take your passion and how to make sure that you're signing yourself up for projects and assignments that you are going to be into 5, 10, 20 years from now, after the honeymoon is over of building your company and building your brand, are you still in it and have as much passion for it 10, 20 years down the line that you did when you signed up for it and it was all the honeymoon phase? So passion, relationships, and that relational equity being so important through, obviously emotional intelligence and your self-awareness, super important. But then how to be your own brand, how to conduct yourself. Picking yourself when everybody else is taking the status quo that's one thing I totally understand, and I get it all the time, of if you want to build right out of the gate, you want to say, hey, I'm going to start out by working a day job and I'm going to use that to underwrite my calling. Awesome, great, that's great. You're going to build your passion project alongside your career. Awesome. But it's the mindset of just saying, listen, I don't want to work and build somebody else's story forever. I want to see my own assets, my own creativity, my own intellectual property. I want to build my own characters, my own stories, my own storytelling, and get that out to the world through my unique products. That's building the brand of you. Well, I've got some links down below. Take a look at it. Noah University is going to be coming up for its fall enrollment. If any of you needs help or questions, leave a comment down below. Here's the thing. I've got a brand new 3-part video series that's free training. I can send it to you on building your story, building your platform, and reaching your audience. If that's something that you're interested in, leave a message down below. But I hope that this just encourages you today to make you realize, listen, what it really takes. You might not learn it in school, but you can learn it from somebody who's been there before and continues to be a practitioner of that. If you don't have a mentor in your life, find one. Look for a mentor that has those qualities of what it is you want to achieve. That could be in the area of finances, family, fitness, parenting, creativity, technique, managing business, how to just manage the entire business itself, how to collaborate with others. There's so many dimensions to this. That's what I do with Noah University, and that's what I'm doing with the new courses that I'm going to be launching. But if you need any help in this area, reach out. Leave me a comment down below. What stood out to you today? And thanks for stopping by. And also, just want to say, hey, Mount, I really appreciate you letting me speak into your life, because there's a lot of things that you can watch and listen to nowadays, but I'm just really glad that you're here. Thanks for watching. See you later.